Hello everyone, welcome to Physics Vocabulary. In that we are going to discuss about the concept of space. You know, space is one of the fundamental concepts in physics like matter, time and energy. So let's get into it. So whenever you want to understand any advanced idea, what do? You break it down to basic ideas, and then with the help of basic ideas, you explain it. But if you want to understand basic idea, what do? You further break it down to fundamental concepts and fundamental ideas. Using the fundamental concepts and ideas, you try to explain the basic idea. But now, if I want to understand the fundamental concept itself, how do I go about? There is no way you can drill down further because that's the beginning there. Then what scientists do is they propose these mental models. Using the mental models, we try to understand the fundamental concepts. Like you have space also is a fundamental concept that has to be understood with the idea of mental models. For example, if you want to understand the atom is also visualized as a model. Like you have a Thomson model, and then you have Bohr's model, and then you have quantum mechanical orbital model, and so on. That's how we study. So space also has been visualized at various times in different ways. So let's get into the history of it. Olden days, we had the view of the spherical layers of the space. So during that time, space is assumed to be finite, having spherical layers like cabbage layers that you have there. And at the center of it, you have the Earth. Around it, you have the planets and sun, which are moving around. And you have the stars, which are fixed. This is a fixed model, finite model, Earth at the center. We call it a geocentric model. And there's a lot of religious aspect to it also. Fast forward, when you go to Galileo, there we had the advantage of going through the observations, experimental observations by looking at through telescope. So he proposed a heliocentric model where he says that at the center of the solar system, you don't have the Earth, you have the sun. Around it, planets, everything are moving around. Not just the solar system, there are many such systems in the Milky Way, and he was able to analyze it. And he proposed that the space is infinite. It is of infinite extent, but not explicitly, but very implicitly, he was able to explain it. Going further, Newton visualized the space as a box, three-dimensional box of infinite space, infinite size that you have here. That is the assumption he had, but he proposed absolute space. What does it mean? It does not change. It does not interact with the matter and energy. Time is not at all going to change in any observer. So that's what he has assumed. Space is considered to be absolute but infinite. With that idea, he was able to propose laws of motion and gravity, like phenomenal, groundbreaking things. And using that, we were able to explain a lot of things. They are like foundations of classical mechanics. Then later, Einstein has come and he proposed a slightly different view of the space there. He says space is infinite, yes, no doubt about it, but space is not absolute. He says it is relative. It depends on the observer. It depends on the mass. If you keep a mass there, the space gets curved, or you have distortion that is happening. So that is something that he was able to propose. And he also proved with thought experiments, which are later being verified, that time is also going to change depending on the observer. So time dilation, he says that space and time are not two different things. They have to be intertwined. You have to treat it as a 4 dimensions, space and time. That's the idea that he has proposed, and that's a model that we are going with right now also. So later, at quantum mechanics level, there are a lot of developments happening at subatomic particles level, but we don't have a model to visualize. So quantum gravity is something which is being developed. Still, it is being evolved. We don't have the complete picture of what is the space at quantum level. But up to macro level, whatever Einstein has proposed, that's the model we are going with. So with that, I'll conclude here. Thank you very much for joining us. So same way, we'll continue with the similar kind of concepts. Let's get it down here. Thank you.